joined by Dick Bremer as we play kind of rotating announcers. And good job on the field the last couple of games. Now you get your track up here at the booth.
Should be an interesting ball game. We'll see one of the best, if not the best, all-around athletes probably in this Prep Bowl, and Rick Mirer. He's an outstanding running back, and I guess there are a lot of statistics we can tell people right now about how good he is. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry. That's remarkable. And he's a very fast runner, and they say he's a good Division I prospect.
Well, 34 touchdowns on the season, so Rick Mirer perhaps big gun it is, no question about it, for Granite Falls. We saw him last year. They took a matchup and just fell a little bit short in the championship game, but the Kilowatts hoping to finally get over the hump, but they got a big task for Wolves of Ely. Rick Mirer, though, a player to watch here in our Class B championship game. He's a Division I player. They have a couple of them on that Granite Falls squad. Dave Anderson, the tight end, is another.
Regarding Rick Mirer, there's one thing that we should keep an eye out for. He's a former quarterback. He does like to throw the football. And talking to assistant coach Dean Baldry of Granite Falls, he said they've run the option quite a bit, and he likes to throw the football. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Not only is he a great runner, but he's a great all-around athlete. Well,
he has 3 touchdown passes on the season. He has completed 15, so no question about it. He can put the ball up in the air. As they come up here with a 13-0 record, Ely with a 13-0. They have traveled quite a bit getting here. More than 2,100 miles in the last couple of weeks, so they have crisscrossed the state of Minnesota and finally arrived here at the championship game. So they are no stranger to those bus trips.
One thing is very interesting about what's happened here so far. The team that maybe you and John had already talked about it, the team that played in this game last year has ended up winning the game. Minnesota defended the championship, and of course, in that first game, help me out.
Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, there we go. Silver Lake was in the game last year but lost and ended up winning it. We got a situation here. Granite Falls was in this title game last year and lost, and so they, again, perhaps have the advantage because they played in this game before.
Okay, of course, the Timberwolves from Ely, they are making their second appearance. They were in the playoffs. They were in the state playoffs of 1980. They come in here with a 13-0 record, and they are led by Lance Ron. He had, well, you talk about performances rushing. He's no stranger to that category as well. He had more than 1,200 yards on the ground and 32 touchdowns. So certainly the Timberwolves can put the ball in the end zone. They're making their second appearance in the state playoffs, but their first in the state championship game. So we're looking for a good matchup from the Timberwolves, and they have a lot of talented athletes on the squad, a lot of 3-sport athletes. So they are a club that have several players who can do it all. We talk about that.
So a lot of them can play basketball. In fact, it's interesting because of the extended football season, the Ely basketball team is opening its season next Tuesday with only 5 players. We assume that maybe some of the guys from the football team will at least be able to sit on the bench, but the basketball team is really going to be stretched thin on Tuesday night.
Of course, you wonder how many times they're going to get to a state championship game in football, and if you're a senior, this is your moment. This is your time to shine, and the moment you've been waiting for so many years. But the basketball season, if they lose, let's say, maybe they will or maybe they won't, but perhaps they can pick up those games later on in the season and make a playoff appearance in the state basketball tournament also here in KMSP.
It's such a remarkable feeling for these players to be in here. There's a sign down on the field, and I think it was put up by one of the Verndale fans saying, win or lose, we made it to the Dome. Just getting here to this championship game means so much, not only to the players, but to the fans and the members of the community. This is a big, big event.
Okay, we have a lot of football action here on Saturday throughout the day for you today on Channel 9, but don't forget tomorrow on KMSP, Sunday on Fox. Prep Bowl 6, and I guess there is the unknown of Ely, but that's quite intriguing for us to see a team perhaps we're not used to, but they will have perhaps the problems with Granite Falls, because you mentioned experience does play a big part here, but you never know how kids are going to react in a game like this, and perhaps Ely will perform well and come away with a title. We shall see.
We'll see what Ely head coach Larry Mischke, how he feels about it. He's downstairs now with Jim Gilloway.
With Ely coach Larry Mischke before the big event, and the time is nearly at hand. Coach, what is the attitude? I know that a lot of times when the team comes into the Prep Bowl for the first time for a certain group of kids, the nerves can be running a little bit tense.
No, I don't think so. I think can't be scared has been our motto all year long, and that's the way the kids have been approaching it. I think they're fairly loose and ready to play.
I don't want to be the devil's advocate or anything, but the teams that have been here before both fared well in the first 2 games. Silver Lake was coming back.
That, I noticed that too, yes. Yes. Well, we'll have to see. Granite Falls got great talent, and And if they beat us, I think it will be because they're so talented, not because we aren't ready to play.
What are the keys as you see it for your ball club?
Well, it'd be nice to stop Rick Meyer, hold him under 200 anyhow. The second thing, I think, if we can control the ball a bit with our offense. We like to keep the football and take our time and let the defense rest. And if we're able to do that, that will bode well for us.
Well, we're just a few minutes away from finding out, Larry. I know it's a tense time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. It's fun to try and find out. That's what this is all about.
Okay, Ely and Granite Falls coming up. Back upstairs.
All right, it's the Class B championship game coming up in just a few moments. You see the ceremonial handshake. The center of the field. Ely will be the home team, by the way. The Ely team, Timberwolves against the Granite Falls Kilowatts. Dave Brocky is their head coach. And both towns bringing good contingents of fans, and we'll be back with the Class B championship in just a moment.
Celebrate good cheer and great country music Saturday night at 7 when Randy Travis takes the stage of Austin City Limits. Then, at 8, Lawrence Welk and his musical family dance and sing in a Lake Tahoe stage show. And at 9, don't miss a tribute to Lawrence Welk, television's music man. Celebrate an evening of fabulous musical entertainment Saturday night on Public TV, Channel 8. Celebrate good cheer and great family entertainment Sunday afternoon on Public TV. The cheer begins at 2 when Great Performances pays tribute to one of America's most popular actors in James Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life. Then, at 4, Jimmy Stewart portrays lovable Elwood P. Dowd, whose constant companion is a 6-foot invisible rabbit in Harvey. Celebrate great family viewing Sunday afternoon on Public TV, Channel 8. 'Tis the season to celebrate good cheer and headline performances Monday night on Public TV. The entertainment begins at 7 as world-class skaters Robin Cousins and Rosalind Summers bring to life the enchanting fairy tale, The Sleeping Beauty. Then, at 8:30, dream of a white Christmas as Dorothy Lamour hosts a personal tribute to the man who gave us that song in Remembering Bing. Celebrate an evening of timeless entertainment Monday night on Public TV, Channel 8. Discover one man's struggle against impossible odds Tuesday night at 8 as Channel 8 presents One More Season. See the true story of a brave coach who battles Lou Gehrig's disease and, with the help of family and friends, leads his high school football team to the state championship.
Let's keep it going.
Celebrate the inspiring story of one man's courage in One More Season, Tuesday night at 8 on Public TV, Channel 8.
And you're looking at the deep man for Ely, Bob Latterell, and he's standing back at the 5-yard line and kicking it away. For Granite Falls will be Gary Torgerson. Torgerson also does the punting on this Granite Falls team. The Kilowatts had everybody bunched up around the 35. Now they spread them out, and we're just about ready to get underway. Low line drive kick. Latterell bobbles it at the 10, picks it up, takes it right up the middle. Breaking free at the 30, 35-40, midfield, and great field position for the Timberwolves as they work it into Granite Falls territory.
Well, sometimes what looks like a mistake and to throw off the timing of the kickoff team, that's what happened here. Bob Latterell gets his own fumble. Sneaks through the pack there, then he finds open field. He's not brought down until he gets to the 48-yard line of Granite Falls. Nice return.
And the Wolves get the ball first. Handoff goes to Lance Ron along the left side, finds running room all the way down to the 41-yard line. Let's take a look at the Ely offense. And they've got 3 good, solid running backs.
No question about it. You have Lance Ron, who led the team in rushing and in scoring, and Gornick is their fullback, and Bob Latterell, who returned that kickoff. There you see the front line. They do a good job in opening the holes for those runners.
Gain of 6 on that first down carry. It's 2nd down and 4. Stelz is the quarterback. Hands off right side for Ron. He finds the going tough Granite Falls defense, rather, stands tough. Take a look at that defensive lineup. They're big and they're pretty tough.
Well, Tom Velde is the All-State honorable mention at the nose guard position. He had 6 fumble recoveries of the year, a tri-captain. And there you see the rest of the secondary. Rick Meyer, the linebacker, of course, running back, and a fine defensive squad, giving up only 8.8 points a game.
3rd down and 2, and off left tackle, it goes to Lateral, and it will be close. They may have hit him just short. In on the tackle was Chris Anderson. We'll pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the 6th annual Minnesota State Prep Bowl.
WDSE TV, Channel 8, Duluth and Superior.
Fourth and very short, and the Wolves will go for it on their first possession from the 38-yard line. Dive over the top, and Ron has the first down. Lance Ron leaping over left tackle, and he's picked up the first down.
Well, nice effort. You'll see he'll just get enough momentum and nice spring in the legs. He stopped there, but that was certainly enough to pick up the first down for the Timberwolves. I certainly appreciate head coach Larry Mischke coming and talking to us before the game, but they're very loose, this Eagle Club. They're talking about we can't be scared, and they're starting out well here.
Costells back to pass, throws it out complete to Lateral, and he's bounced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Making the hit over there, Adam Almich. All the way from Ely, Minnesota. And it's safe to assume, I think, that the majority of the fans may have gotten in town last night. Again, good representation from both towns. Pickup of 8 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 2. John Costells, the quarterback. Sneaks it right through the middle, and he has another first down for Ely. Costells keeping that time, finding a seam and taking it inside the 25-yard line.
Well, sometimes when you're keying on a Lance Ron or Gornick or Lateral, the best thing to do is take it yourself, and picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
First down and 10 from the 24. Costells tackled in the backfield, a fumble, and they're saying that he was down. Costells, right from the snap, was hit hard and dragged to the ground.
Well, we talked about Tom Velde, the nose guard, all-state honorable mention there. You see why. He just busted right through. Withing block blew right through. A blown blocking assignment, perhaps, by Ely, but a loss of 4. There he is, Tom Velde.
6'1", 212 pounds, a senior. A loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. Contact on the line of scrimmage, and that time Velde might have been a bit too anxious. Let's hear about Larry Mischke's thoughts about this big ball game and the championship game for Class B.
Well, I think the biggest thing that the fans have to look for in this game is our ability to stop Rick Meyer, the 2-time All-State running back from Granite Falls. And then the tight end also, Anderson, is going to be a real problem for us. And if we can control those 2 people, I think we have a chance in the ball game. Otherwise, I'm afraid she's going to be away she went.
Kind of think, Perry, that the game so far has gone very much in Mischke's game plan because he's kept the ball away from the Granite Falls offense. A somewhat time-consuming drive. Costells to the end zone. Caught and down at the 1. Great reception by Bill Mobilia, the junior, leaping high and pulling it down.
Well, he pulled it right away from Tony Ladner, who was there. Pretty decent coverage by the defense, but you see the 6'1" man out jumping the 5'10" man, and that was the difference as they're down to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1. Strong right formation, and now flags are thrown as, again, we may have had some movement along the line or some contact. The Ely Timberwolves are applauding, and Costells is consulted. That'll move it half the distance to the goal. So first and goal from about a foot away. 8:14 left in the first quarter. The Wolves taking the opening kickoff and have marched it inside the 1-yard line. To Stelz to Ron, and he's in for the touchdown. Lance Ron crashing over from a yard out, and the Ely Timberwolves take the early lead.
Well, very impressive drive by the Timberwolves. They had the advantage of a nice return on the kickoff, then they just marched it 48 yards, and the last one by Lance Ron, scoring his 33rd touchdown of the season.
And Ely will go for the 2-point conversion here. Stelz hands off right up the middle and held shy. I believe it was Ron. Tom Gornick, the ball carrier, and he's held shy. It's 6-0. Ely rather, with 8:09 left in the first quarter. We'll be back with more from the Metrodome in just a moment.
Celebrate good cheer and great country music Saturday night at 7 when Randy Travis takes the stage of Austin City Limits. Then, at 8, Lawrence Welk and his musical family dance and sing in a Lake Tahoe stage show. And at 9, don't miss a tribute to Lawrence Welk, television's music man. Celebrate an evening of fabulous musical entertainment Saturday night on Public TV, Channel 8. Celebrate good cheer and great family entertainment Sunday afternoon on Public TV. The cheer begins at 2 when Great Performances pays tribute to one of America's most popular actors in James Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life. Then, at 4, Jimmy Stewart portrays lovable Elwood P. Dowd, whose constant companion is a 6-foot invisible rabbit in Harvey. Celebrate great family viewing Sunday afternoon on Public TV, Channel 8.
Marching 49 yards for a touchdown. The 2-point conversion no good. And now Bill Movich will kick it away for the Ely Timberwolves.
With 9 plays, 3:51 off the clock. Well, we talked about Ely and crisscrossing the state, you know, their last few games in the playoffs.
Short kick off the side of the foot. It bounds at the 25 and goes out of bounds. And Granite Falls will reset, and Ely will kick it off again.
Get back to that road trip. Their last few playoff games were against Graham, Breckenridge, and then finally Swanville Gray Eagle, and that was more than 2,100 miles. And Ruski was saying they spent a lot of time on the bus. They played a little cribbage, a little music, but not too loud. And they got to see what winter wheat was. They said they're Ely, not a farming community. We're in the wilderness. But here they are in the Metrodome, and with a 6-0 lead. So perhaps the team reflecting the very colorful personality of its head coach, Larry Mischke, in his 13th year. With a fine record up there.
Senior Bill Movich will try one more time. I imagine this is quite a bit different, too, for the Timberwolves to use their kicking game on this artificial surface rather than the frozen ground up north. High end-over-end kick. Taken at the 25 and right up the middle, 30, 35, and across the 40, still running. As returning the ball for Granite Falls, Adam Almich.
Well, he took it on the run, and he had the momentum and the wedge in front of him, and cuts back and finds a little bit of hole there and powers his way down to the 45. So both teams with good kickoff returns.
Good field position for the Kilowatts as they start from the 46-yard line. Tony Ladner is their quarterback. And there's Rick Meyer right away. Up the middle he goes and almost breaks free down to the 36-yard line. He runs the 40 in 4.6. And he blew through a hole on the right side and moved it into Ely territory.
Well, there you see the Granite Falls offense led by the talented running back Rick Meyer, who and those horses up front, they do such a great job and sometimes overlooked. It's only a jersey saving tackle by John Costell to save the touchdown.
Option right side. There's Meyer again. Working on the outside. He's got the sideline. Bounced out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Finally making the hit across the way. Dan Toonhorst. But Rick Meyer on a couple of first drive carries has moved Granite Falls into good field position.
Well, the first play they operated out of the wishbone. This time out of the dual backfield, and Meyer bounces it up to the far sideline, and a nice gain down to the 14-yard line.
Now 1st and 10 again. Meyer, 2 carries for 46 yards already. Tony Ladner, senior quarterback, brings them to the line. Again, Meyer off right tackle. Hit hard at the 11-yard line and stopped right there. Making the big hit for the Timberwolves, Bill Movich. A gain of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. There's the Ely defense. The front and the secondary. A lot of these players, of course, playing both ways. Movich making the tackle on that last Rick Meyer run. 2nd down and 7 from the 10-yard line. Side, it goes to Matt Johnson, and Johnson slices inside the 10-yard line down to the 7. Good defensive pursuit by Granite Falls, or by Ely rather. The tackle by Mike Horvath. Now 3rd down and 4.
There's Bill Movich, the senior. Got a hold of that jersey there, helped on the play.
What do you think? Rick Meyer here?
I think they'll go option again.
3rd down and 4. Option left, handoff to Meyer inside the 5. He's close to 1st down yardage before being pushed back again by Movich. Granite Falls driving inside the 5-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball. They need to get just about to the 3. I think they've got it by the length of the football, and they do give them the 1st down. Rick Meyer averaging a touchdown every 6 carries through the regular season and through the playoffs. A remarkable runner. And he's carried the bulk of the load here on Granite Falls' first possession. 1st and goal from the 3. Ball at the near hash mark. Ladner sets them up. Meyer up the middle for the touchdown. Rick Meyer from 3 yards out, and the game is tied at 6.
Well, there's a little question who's going to get the ball. Nice block up there by Torgerson, which helped open the way on the trap, and that allowed Meyer to get in. Now watch the play by number 42. I can't see it from this angle, but it helped with the linebacker, and the Rick Meyer finds the end zone for the 35th time this season.
Gary Torgerson on to add the extra point. Good snap. The hold is down. The kick is up and good. And Granite Falls takes the lead 7-6 over Ely with 5:31 left in the 1st quarter.
Tis the season to celebrate good cheer and headline performances Monday night on public TV. The entertainment begins at 7 as world-class skaters Robin Cousins and Rosalind Summers bring to life the enchanting fairy tale, The Sleeping Beauty. Then, at 8:30, dream of a white Christmas as Dorothy Lamour hosts a personal tribute to the man who gave us that song, In Remembering Bing. Celebrate an evening of timeless entertainment Monday night on public TV, Channel 8. Discover one man's struggle against impossible odds Tuesday night at 8 as Channel 8 presents One More Season. See the true story of a brave coach who battles Lou Gehrig's disease and, with the help of family and friends, leads his high school football team to the state championship.
Let's keep it going.
Celebrate the inspiring story of one man's courage in One More Season, Tuesday night at 8 on public TV, Channel 8.
Giving them the lead, 7-6.
Well, the bulk of it as expected on the running of Rick Meyer. Mentioned Granite Falls here a year ago. They lost a tough contest to Watertown Mare, led then by Jimmy King. Now playing for the University of Minnesota.
Ferguson will kick it away. Latterell is back. Short kick. Fielded by one of the up men at the 28. 30 to the 35, and at the 37, a hard hit. Making the return was Kirk Marlowe. Not quite as good a field position for Ely this time, and they'll set up their offense. And so far, it's been an offensive show here in the first quarter. Not a lot of passing by either team.
Well, both teams are pretty well run-oriented. If anyone does pass, it's probably Granite Falls a little bit more than the Timberwolves, but I'd imagine the way things might be going, it'll be a quick game because the teams are run-oriented. The clock will keep running.
Costell's handing off to Latterell, and he's hit behind the line, and is lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage. Jim Gilliland is downstairs with a special guest. Or 2, or 3, or 4.
Well, a lot of you had thought that you're going to have to wait for pro basketball to hit town to see what a Timberwolf looks like. You're wrong. This is a Timberwolf, indigenous to the northern Minnesota Boundary Waters area, and the Ely High cheerleaders. Girls, did you have any trouble getting down with the weather?
It was difficult. There was a lot of accidents. We were kind of scared, but we made it, and we're happy.
They wouldn't have missed it for the world. Ely is here, and they're in the ball game, trailing right now 7-6. Back upstairs.
Just a few accidents, nothing serious.
Well, we're glad everyone could get here safely, and if you're coming down later, please be careful when you drive. I was out a little bit at halftime of one of the games. There's one of the injured players. It'll be tough to sit on the sideline of a state championship game. Do your best giving the moral support to your teammates out there.
Big play here now for Ely. 3rd down and 11 after the incomplete pass attempt to Lance Ron. John Costell setting up the offense. Right up the middle it goes. And stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. At Granite Falls defense is hanging tough. Kirk Marlowe, the running back. Not much running room. A gain of maybe a yard or so, and we'll have our first punt of the day.
Well, I mentioned both teams run-oriented, particularly Ely, and the 3rd and 11, they go with the draw play, trying to get Granite Falls in a pass defense. Now they have to punt it away on 4th and 10.
Mike Horvat averaged 23 yards a punt during the season. It's an end-over-end that should get a big hop. Boy, a mile high in the air inside the 30-yard line. It's down at the 26-yard line. 3:47 left in the first quarter. 7-6. Granite Falls over Ely. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Celebrate good cheer and great family entertainment Sunday afternoon on public TV. The cheer begins at 2 when Great Performances pays tribute to one of America's most popular actors in James Stewart's It's a Wonderful Life. Then, at 4, Jimmy Stewart portrays lovable Elwood P. Dowd, whose constant companion is a 6-foot invisible rabbit in Harvey. Celebrate great family viewing Sunday afternoon on public TV, Channel 8. 'Tis the season to celebrate good cheer and headline performances Monday night on public TV. The entertainment begins at 7 as world-class skaters Robin Cousins and Rosalind Summers bring to life the enchanting fairy tale, The Sleeping Beauty. Then, at 8:30, dream of a white Christmas as Dorothy Lamour hosts a personal tribute to the man who gave us that song in Remembering Bing. Celebrate an evening of timeless entertainment Monday night on public TV, Channel 8.
1987 Minnesota State High School Prep Bowl. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this copyrighted telecast is permitted without the written authority of KMSP Television or the Minnesota State High School League. Certainly, the Hankies are in vogue this fall, aren't they?
I think just about every team has brought their own rendition of the Homer Hanky. Jumping offside, and I think make contact. Mayala of Ely. And that might cost the Timberwolves 5 yards. Offsides is the call. That's not a Homer Hanky. That's a penalty flag. Ely, I know, has brought down their version, the Howl Towel. That That's their version of the Homer Hanky.
That's the kilowatt fans. It must be the kilo-plus. I don't know what.
Something like that. I'll buy that. 1st and 5 now for the Kilowatts from the 33-yard line. In motion is Shimming. Meyer fumbles the ball, and Ely has recovered, I believe, at the 35-yard line. Timberwolves get the football. Meyer never got the handoff. And making the recovery, Travis Warren. First turnover of the football game.
There see the give to Meyer, and just doesn't quite get the handle, and Travis is there alertly to pounce down on their first turnover of the contest. We'll take another look from this angle. You'll see Rick just doesn't quite have it in the breadbasket, loses control, and break for the Timberwolves. They're on the 34-yard line.
Trailing 7-6, 3:28. Clock running in the first quarter. Costells hands off left side. The surge goes forward. Lateral, the ball carrier, down to the 30-yard line. Costells looking to the sideline. Larry Mischke calling the plays from the sideline. Listen to John Costells as he talks about life in Ely.
Especially in the summertime, it's beautiful up there, nice wilderness and stuff, and just mostly fishing is probably my funnest thing to do, and hitting all the lakes up there. And I work for an outfitter, so I get to do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Lance Ron with a bull run all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Well, Ron likes to run. There's John Costells, and typical Minnesotan, I guess, loves to fish in the summertime. Take a look at that run by Lance Ron. Takes it down to the 21-yard line. Nice hole, nice blocking on that far outside, and Rick Myers there to finally bring him down.
Look at the extra yards, though. It's still keeping his feet. He picked up an extra 5 yards.
Good effort.
1st and 10 from the 20. Costells on the option, almost trapped. He's in a lot of trouble. And he's finally dropped for a loss back at the 22. Meyer making the final hit. But credit the front of that Granite Falls defense for putting on the heat. First man there was Chris Anderson, I believe, who almost got him about 8 yards deep.
Then Ladner maintains his territory, stays at home, moves him back into the center part of the field, and Meyer there to finish it off.
Loss of a couple, 2nd and 12. Got a timeout of some sort called. Now we're ready. Minute 50 left in the first quarter. Each team scored at the first possession. Costells with Gornick and Ron in the backfield. This is Lance Ron, and he's hitting another loss of a couple. Great pursuit. The Granite Falls defense. Veldy, the first man there. And it will be 3rd now and 14.
Well, Veldy already with the big day, and there you'll see he'll play off not 1 but 2 blockers, and you got a feel for Mike Kloon, who's the center for the Ely offense, who got his hands full and done an easy job.
Big down for Costells, 3rd and 14, going deep. In the end zone, touchdown! Great grab, Bill Movich leaping up high and pulling it down again in the end zone, and Ely has the lead. 24-yard touchdown pass. And Bill Movich can go up and get him.
Both completions of those so far have been very similar. Pretty good defense here. It's just the Timberwolves have the size and the leaping ability to put it down and grab it in. And this time it was for the touchdown. As the 6'1", 170-pound senior puts the team back in front.
Big Bill Movich will get a well-deserved little breather here. Good throw, too, by Costells. He put it up there for his big guy to grab.
Good execution, and no question about it. The homage was there, but at 5'8", he just does not have the size to compete with the 6'1" receiver.
Drive covering 35 yards and 5 plays, cashing in on the Rick Meyer fumble. And it's now 12-6. And a timeout's been called as Ely, we assume, will set up for the 2-point conversion again.
We talked about during the 9-man game the having the coaches in the huddle, which you see in high school, and it is a learning experience. The coach can get out there and bring the point home to his players. There you see a little congratulations and for a job well done. Speaking of excitement, don't forget the season premiere of The Next President coming up. 5 p.m. on KMSB.
I don't think Mr. Reagan can run again, can he?
Can't run again, but I'm sure he has a lot of insights, and
Okay.
you probably want to know about Prep Bowl 6.
Costell back throws for the two-point conversion, and it's good. Mobilia this time went up to pull it down. And it's 14-7. Ely with the lead, and they're doing it through the air.
Well, we talked about they're a run-oriented team, but it's been the aerial attack, surprisingly, that has put the Timberwolves in front, and it's also their leaping ability. What a catch this is. He actually almost made it on his back. So, Mobilia and Bubic doing the job, and Gesteltz is getting the ball there.
A good first quarter for Ely. Coming into this game ranked 7th, but undefeated at 13-0. Granite Falls undefeated and ranked number 1 in the state.
See, all
set to kick it away is Bubic. And for the return, it's Adam Almich, but this one is off the side of the foot again, out of bounds, and this time out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Jim Gilliland has some more guests along the sideline. Jimmy?
Well, you might have a little bit of imagination to know what a Timberwolf looks like, but a kilowatt? This young man is Mike Dees, is it, Mike? Mike talks normally, but when he's dressed up as a kilowatt, he doesn't talk about it much. Just meet the cheerleaders quickly.
Becky Bear, I'm a junior. Steph Hardy, I'm a junior. Heidi Hildahl, I'm a junior. Lisa Martinson, sophomore. Sue Anderson, a senior. Carrie Jellis, junior.
How about that? 5 out of the 6 have a chance to return to yet another Prep Bowl, and they're trying to root their kilowatts on to take that Class B crown. Last year, they came up 1 game short. Back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Jim. Last year, losing to Watertown Mayor 29-6, and I was wondering about this. They were resetting for the kick, but Granite Falls has the option of taking it at the spot it went out of bounds, and pretty good field position to start with at the 42-yard line.
Oh, yeah, take it bird in hand situation and kick one off the side of his foot out of bounds. And see Rick Meyer in the Granite Falls offense for a second time. Shaping up to be a real good ball game.
14-7, Ely out in front. Tony Leitner coming up to the line of scrimmage. Meyer holds on this time. He's tackled, though, at the 45-yard line. Good hit by Travis Warren. Gain of only 3 on the play, and we say only 3. You hold Rick Meyer to 3 yards, and you've done your job.
Well, he's the leading rusher of any player coming into this Prep Bowl 6, any division, and one of the top in the state.
Remarkable in his high school career. Granite Falls is 51-2. He's not used to losing. Of course, one of those losses was last year to Watertown Mayor. Option right side. Leitner will keep. He's got running room. A first down and more down to the 41-yard line. Finally wrapped up along the far sideline by Brian Wren. Leitner that time keeping. And picking up a first down.
Well, this time they go with the option, and for good yardage, a lot of people keying on number 22, Meyer, but Leitner takes it. And first down yardage for the kilowatt.
First and 10 from the 41. They don't throw often, but fairly effectively. High percentage of completions. And he wants to throw now. Deep. And caught for the touchdown. Dave Shimming takes it all the way in on a perfect strike from Tony Leitner.
Well, 41 yards, and watch Leitner. He'll drop back and play action, and Shimming will beat the cornerback and make a nice grab, fingertip grab. It had good concentration on the effort, and he barrels into the end zone for a 41-yard touchdown as Granite Falls comes right back as we have a shootout here in the first quarter.
It is Dave Anderson who hauled in the touchdown. The kick is up, and it is no good. The extra point attempt is missed by Torgerson, and Ely leads it 14-13.
Okay, we should say, yes, this is number 83, Dave Anderson. You'll see he's snuck out on the left side of your screen, cut back to the sideline, and he was right there. Watch the fingertip grab. Good concentration. Touchdown.
We'll be ready for the start of the second quarter in a wild game. Ely leading 14-13.
Celebrate good cheer and great country music Saturday night at 7 when Randy Travis takes the stage of Austin City Limits. Then, at 8, Lawrence Welk and his musical family dance and sing in a Lake Tahoe stage show. And at 9, don't miss a tribute to Lawrence Welk, television's music man. Celebrate an evening of fabulous musical entertainment Saturday night on Public TV, Channel 8. Celebrate good cheer and great family entertainment Sunday afternoon on Public TV. The cheer begins at 2 when Great Performances pays tribute to one of America's most popular actors in James Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life. Then, at 4, Jimmy Stewart portrays lovable Elwood P. Dowd, whose constant companion is a 6-foot invisible rabbit in Harvey. Celebrate great family viewing Sunday afternoon on Public TV, Channel 8. 'Tis the season to celebrate good cheer and headline performances Monday night on Public TV. The entertainment begins at 7 as world-class skaters Robin Cousins and Rosalind Summers bring to life the enchanting fairy tale, The Sleeping Beauty. Then, at 8:30, dream of a white Christmas as Dorothy Lamour hosts a personal tribute to the man who gave us that song in Remembering Bing. Celebrate an evening of timeless entertainment Monday night on Public TV, Channel 8.
Both teams say they feature the ground game, but it's been the aerial show so far that has been most successful.
Torgerson will kick it away. Lateral is deep. And Lateral steps up to take it at the 13. And hit as he gets across the 25. Adam Almich with the tackle. Dave Rocky with some comments about this big ball game here.
Unusual amount of talent for a small school. Rick Meyer is being recruited by Minnesota. I think he'll be a scholarship player. Dave Anderson, All-State tight end. Tom Beldy, another tackle, close to an All-State, honorable mention. A lot of people returning from last year, so for a school our size, a remarkable amount of talent.
To Stelps on first down, handing it off right up the middle. It goes to Tom Gornick. Very little running room as he gets it out close to the 30-yard line. There's Dean Baldry, the assistant football coach for Granite Falls, and he's the one signaling the plays, the defensive alignment in from the sideline. Gain of only a yard on the play. Second down and 9. Handoff goes to Lateral. He breaks free at the 35 and is finally anchored as he approaches the 40-yard line. Close to a first down. Good second effort by Bob Lateral. Tackle made along the way there by Jim Burkus. And also Dave Shimming helping out defensively. They give him a first down at the 39-yard line. Lateral, a 5'7", 165-pound senior. And Coach Larry Mischke says he's a short 5'7". That might be stretching it a little bit, and chances are the 165 pounds might be stretching it a bit as well. First and 10 from the 39. The Stelps right up the middle it goes. Gornick tripped up as he hits the line and is spilled after a gain of only a yard. Bill Kulisa making the hit for the Kilowatts. Gain of only a yard, second down and 9. lot of banners and a lot of fans here this afternoon, despite the adverse weather conditions. Second down and 9 from the Ely 40. Costells to Ron, running room. Hit square right at the 45-yard line and dropped right there. Josh Girton making a solid hit right at the 45. Chris Anderson also there.
Take another look. Lance Ron get the handoff, and that was Matt Johnson, the Granite Falls defense, putting in the pop.
Third down and 4. Stelz. Play action fake, rolling right, feeling the heat, and throwing deep. Picked off. At the 25-yard line, it's Shimming, and he works it up to the 30-yard line. Dave Shimming with a fine interception. And Granite Falls gets the football at their 30-yard line. 9:25 left in the first half. It's Ely 14, Granite Falls 13. Back with more from the Dome in a moment.
Tis the season to celebrate good cheer and headline performances Monday night on public TV. The entertainment begins at 7 as world-class skaters Robin Cousins and Rosalind Summers bring to life the enchanting fairy tale, The Sleeping Beauty. Then, at 8:30, dream of a white Christmas as Dorothy Lamour hosts a personal tribute to the man who gave us that song in Remembering Bing. Celebrate an evening of timeless entertainment Monday night on public TV, Channel 8. Discover one man's struggle against impossible odds Tuesday night at 8 as Channel 8 presents One More Season. See the true story of a brave coach who battles Lou Gehrig's disease and, with the help of family and friends, leads his high school football team to the state championship.
Let's keep it going.
Celebrate the inspiring story of one man's courage in One More Season, Tuesday night at 8 on public TV, Channel 8.
Granite Falls trailing by just a point. 9:25 left in the second quarter. And a very entertaining first half so far.
Oh, we've seen some great athletic ability and skills, particularly by the wideouts. And just by shimming there on the interception, they give the ball back to Granite Falls.
Rick Meyer tries the middle. Not much running room there. Travis Wavrin with the tackle. Gain of 3 on the play. Travis Wavrin, a 6-foot senior defensive tackle. And the Kilowatts now faced with a 2nd and 6 as they give Meyer 4 yards on the play. Ladner options to the near side and has running room. To the sideline and out of bounds at midfield. Finally finishing him off was Bill Movich, but a first down for Granite Falls. Let's go down to Jim.
We're with Bill Mobilia, who has a touchdown. You've had some success throwing. Did you think you could throw against Granite Falls?
Yeah, we haven't been throwing much all year, but at first we couldn't run, so we just decided to pass. So I got to go.
Okay. Bill Mobilia, of course, caught up in the action here as they're getting ready to go on offense. They hope, because Granite Falls have the ball right now, 1st and 10, so Bill will be back in the action shortly. Frankly, I don't think his coach liked this chatting. Back upstairs.
Matt Johnson running along the left side, close to another first down before he's finally pinched out of bounds. John Costells there defensively for Ely, but now Granite Falls starting to chew up the ground.
We'll take another peek at it, and the give is to Johnson, who has quietly rushed for 473 yards. He's here in the second leading point getter on defense for the club, but there you see these offensive skills finally dragged out of bounds. But Granite Falls rushing in the ground. Back with more at the Metrodome after this. This is Prep Bowl 6.
Celebrate good cheer and great family entertainment Sunday afternoon on public TV. The cheer begins at 2, when Great Performances pays tribute to one of America's most popular actors in James Stewart's It's a Wonderful Life. Then, at 4, Jimmy Stewart portrays lovable Elwood P. Dowd, whose constant companion is a 6-foot invisible rabbit in Harvey. Celebrate great family viewing Sunday afternoon on Public TV, Channel 8. 'Tis the on Public TV, Channel 8.
Football and appear to be marching. Maybe we should not be surprised that Ely has had some success through the air here. John Costelz has completed 56% of his passes this year, has only thrown 3 interceptions. But right now, the Couldas have the football, 1st and 10 inside the 40-yard line. Ladner back, hit from behind. It's a loose football, and the Timberwolves recover. Great defensive play by Mike Horvat coming in from the blind side, and he leveled Ladner. And the Timberwolves get the turnover.
Well, Horvat will come in, and Ladner doesn't see him, obviously, and the ball squirts loose, and alertly it's Movich there to check that. That's
Matt Jamnik.
Jamnik there to number 63 to pounce on the football, the 6'1", 166-pound senior, but it was all number 7 Horvat, which made it happen.
Big turnover. It looked as if Granite Falls was on the march, but now, with good field position, Ely gets the football back. 1st and 10 from the Granite Falls 47-yard line. Costelz has already shown a good arm. Sets up his offense. He wants to throw again. Being pressured, gets rid of it, incomplete. Pass intended for Movich. Ball underthrown. Strong defensive pressure being put on by Chris Anderson. Jim Gilliland down on the field. What you got?
Well, all kinds of clever promotion here as the townspeople proud of their team for making it to state. Here's a little poster about Coach Larry Mischke wanted for making tracks to the Dome. Alias leader of the pack. He's a red and white arm-waving, hat-throwing wolf man, and he is wanted for humbling all the foes, or devouring all foes on the way to the Dome and meeting all challenges. Larry Mischke, they love him in Ely. Right now, they're Timberwolves clinging to a 1-point lead. Back upstairs.
Larry Mischke, outstanding job as head coach of the Timberwolves in his 13th year. Career mark of 79 and 40. The only football coach Ely's ever had.
Well, they have one school enrollment, 223, 222 for Granite Falls, and 1 more student and 1 more point.
3rd down and 8. And dumping it out of bounds is Costelz, again feeling the pressure and not finding an open receiver. He did the right thing and threw it out of bounds. So it will be 4th down and 8. And the punt team comes on for Ely. John Costelz has done a good job here in the first half with 7:12 left. Mike Horvat will do the punting. And back to receive the punt, Adam Almich and Tony Ladner. High kick, very high kick. Rather short. We'll see what kind of bounce it gets. Hits at the 20, lands at the 15, back to the 20, and finally down at the 22-yard line. 6:58 left in the first half. Our score, Ely 14, Granite Falls 13. Back with more from the Metrodome in Prep Bowl 6 in just a moment.
Celebrate good cheer and great country music Saturday night.
Cameraman Dale Paulson in amongst them. Ely leading 14-13.
Dale surrounded by his admirers.
Sitting in the Ely section. Granite Falls with the football. Option to the left side. Ladner will keep. Cuts inside and picks up 7 yards. Finally pinned down after a nice cut inside. Brian Wren finishing off the tackle.
Well, if you just joining us, we had a couple other games earlier today. It started off with the 9-man competition, and Silver Lake beat Verndale in that one, 30-14. By the way, there will be a welcome home celebration for the Silver Lake team this afternoon at 5 p.m. And then the next game, Class C, Minneota 27, Grand Meadows 7.
2nd down and 4 for the Kilowatts. Hand off to Meyer, hopping over one man, jumping through another, and finally dragged down as Bob Latterell finally pinned him down, but not until Meyer crossed the 35 and picked up a Granite Falls first down. Strong run here by Rick Meyer.
Well, you're wondering how you pick up more than 2,000 yards on the ground in the season, and that's one of the ways to do it. Great determination by Rick Meyer.
Meyer was a quarterback 2 years ago on this Granite Falls team. And as we mentioned, we should keep an eye on him because he likes the option pass and has thrown it about 20 times this year. 1st and 10 from the 37. Keeping his Ladner, now pitching it out, and it's picked off. The pitch out intended for Meyer, thrown right in the arms of Matt Jamnick. Jamnick was right there and took a gift.
Well, Chris was coming earlier for Matt Jamnick. He recovered the fumble moments ago, and here he gets the pitch out. The trailer was Meyer, but Jamnick was there. Now here's how Rick Meyer sees, and Jamnick comes between himself and the quarterback, or Meyer and the quarterback, and takes the gift. And the turnover for the Timberwolves.
Costells hands off to Ron. Ron cuts inside the 35 down to the 30. Brought down by Matt Johnson. And the Timberwolves taking advantage of a couple of turnovers, or at least one turnover so far, trying to cash in on the second one here. 5 minutes left in the half. Costells not wasting any time in that huddle, is he? Covered by Granite Falls. Falling on top of it, Chris Anderson. The exchange was never made, and Ely turns it right back over. A turnover-filled first half, and Chris Anderson recovers.
Well, there's been a lot of action so far in the first half. If you're a coach, you don't like to see the turnovers, but there you see just they didn't execute well in the exchange, and Chris Anderson there just to pounce on the loose football.
I'm not sure Latterell expected the handoff.
He was already toward the line when the ball got to him. It was on his hip backside.
Deep pass. Ladner going long. Caught. Anderson again. 30, 20. They won't catch him. A long bomb from Ladner to Dave Anderson. And the Kilowatts take the lead. 71 yards on the first play after the turnover.
Well, going into it, we talk about Dave Anderson. He's a all-state selection, and this is a straight fly pattern. The quarterback, Ladner, puts it up and laid in nicely, and there's no one back to catch him once he got over to the cornerback, the safety man, and he scores his second touchdown of the game, the other one being a 41-yard reception. Giving chase was Brian Wren, the safety, but too little too late as Granite Falls regains the lead.
He's the main man, at least among pass receivers for Granite Falls, and he's a very fast receiver. He runs the 40 and 4.8. So you talk about the speed of Rick Meyer, but Dave Anderson almost as fast. And he got those long legs stretched out, and they were not going to catch him from behind. He's enjoying it. Probably just happy to be inside and dry.
That's how I felt when I got here today. That's how I looked, I guess. But, boy, this has been a first half full of action. Turnovers, some long bombs, and we thought it might be a game with some long, drawn-out drives by both clubs, primarily running-oriented teams, but both clubs have gone to the air pretty successfully. And the go with something until they stop it, and right now they haven't been able to stop the aerial show defensively.
Well, Ely had the lead at the end of the first quarter, 14-13. And that was history in the making, at least for this season, regarding Granite Falls. Throughout the entire season, they did not allow a first quarter point. And Ely managed to get 14 in that first period. Granite Falls outscoring the opponents 167-0 in the first quarter this year. And after the first 12 minutes, Ely had the lead. But now, Granite Falls back out in front, trying now for the two-point conversion to make up for the missed extra point. Goes up the middle and scores. 4:15 left in the first half. A wide open football game. Granite Falls is out in front now, 21-14.
Well, Rick Meyer gets some great blocking here up front, and perhaps many thought he'd go in, but there you see the other backs leading the way. Matt Johnson and the rest of the crew going in. Torgerson. Two blockers in front, and they just blew them out of there, and Myers scooted in for the two-point conversion, and a 21-14 lead for the Kilowatts.
Now, the key to the ball game may be finding somebody from Ely's standpoint to cover Dave Anderson. So far, he's sprung free in a couple of long bombs, and I don't know that they have anyone fast enough to keep up with him.
Well, he's got such great speed, but not only that, he has good size.
Yeah.
He's 6'4" and 203, so he's strong, and he's quick, good hands. All-State tri-captain on the squad. Experience, too.
Got a look at Brian Wren and Bob Latterell, two of the kick returners back for Ely. Matt Johnson kicking it off for the Kilowatts. Again, a short kick. Wren takes it at the 22. To the 30. Still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 40. Both teams have enjoyed great field position here throughout this first half.
This is about the busiest guys in the field have been the kickoff men. Teams going back and forth.
So now Ely will get another shot with the offense here. They scored on a 1-yard run from Lance Ron and a 24-yard touchdown pass from Kostelts to Movich. Now an official wants to check something along the line of scrimmage. First down from the 40. Kostelts hands off right side to Latterell. It's through a small hole and picks up about 4 yards on the play. Well, they give him forward progress out across the 45 to the 46. So a pickup of 6. Rick Meyer in on the tackle. Great offensive player, and obviously he does his share in defense as well.
Now as the linebacker, he wrestled Latterell to the ground there, but not before picked up 6.
Second down and 4. Lance Ron tries the near side. Cuts back. No room at all. Chris Anderson and others in on the tackle. Also coming off the pile, Matt Johnson. Third down and 4 for the Timberwolves. .305, the clock is running. Late in the second quarter. Granite Falls leading by 7 in what has been a very entertaining first half of football. Rod again trying the near side. More running room this time. He's across midfield. I think he got just enough for a first down. Tackled again by Matt Johnson.
Some busy people. Adam Almich there as well, number 23. He'll come up as Ron is coming right at you in your living room.
5'11".
Johnson's there, Almich there as well, and number 83 Anderson on the tackle.
5'11", listed at just 175 pounds, but he comes right at you and sticks his head down.
It makes you pay the price.
Another timeout called by the Timberwolves. As we mentioned before, making their first playoff appearance since 1980 when they lost to Monoman 27-20, or at least in the Prep Bowl.
That was in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Really impressed on how relaxed both these clubs seem to be in this championship game. reflection, I think the coaches have them both well prepared and mentally ready as well as physically.
And I think, too, yeah, the teams that can come in and maybe watch a game or two and at least see a game in here before they have to play might have an advantage, too. I would hate to have to come in here and play at 9:30 in the morning without having seen a game in here and see the ball be thrown around a little bit. I think it helps just to watch a game in here when you haven't been in here before.
Well, you're probably right. Plus, you maybe have a little more sleep. Have breakfast at a normal hour. If you're at the 9:30 contest, you're having your pregame meal at 6 or 7 a.m.
You can see a lot of Cambridge fans are already here. Their game coming up after this one in the Class A championship. Right up the middle it goes to Latterell, and he's spun down as he crosses midfield, gets up to the 46-yard line. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Silver Lake winning the 9-man championship. Minneota, the Class C championship. And we're just about smack dab in the middle of the Class B championship here. Costello rolling right. Cuts the corner and gets close to a 1st down. Bounced out of bounds hard along the far sideline. Tony Ladner with a strong hit. See where they mark the football. It's going to be very close to another Ely 1st down.
Well, I got in the race there with Torgerson, but Gary could not catch him as Costello moved up the sideline, but there you see a nice hit by Ladner to knock him out of bounds.
Just a foot shy of a 1st down as they mark it right at the 40-yard line, and he needs to get another foot or so. So 3rd down, less than a yard. They got him packed in tight. Costello fakes. He wants to go deep. He's got a man. Caught. Movich at the 15-yard line. The ball wasn't thrown well. Movich made a great adjustment and caught it. Great play fake by Costello, setting up a big play.
Well, great call and a great execution. Watch this catch by Movich. He went one way, had to come back the other, and he made it on his back for a 1st down to the 16-yard line. Everybody bunched in tight. They took the fake, and Costello throws it up. But watch him, he's already on his knees, and then on his back when the ball lands.
It seemed Movich had put 5 yards between him and the defense. If the ball had been put up in the air just a little bit longer, it would have been a touchdown. Now it's Ron on the left side sweep. Gets to the 10 before he's spilled. Adam Almich coming up from his cornerback spot to make the hit. But a gain of 7 yards at 2nd and 3. Well, what a great offensive show by these two teams. Each team has committed a few turnovers, but some surprise plays and a lot more passing than we thought.
Oh, a lot more passing and some great receptions so far in the 1st half. The wide receivers have been a big story here.
Costello to Latterell, spinning and hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. Matt Johnson finished him off. A gain maybe of a yard. Big Matt Johnson, 6'2", 180 pounds, putting a solid hit on Latterell. 3rd down and a long 2.
Right, they really don't even huddle. They kind of wander up there and then move back to the line.
Costello to Latterell, 1st down, inside the 5 and down at the 3-yard line. The Timberwolves trying for the tying score.
Well, Latterell just good power football off the left side of the line and the surge down to the 3-yard line, and clock will stop to move the chains. Also, we have an equipment